This isn't just a rebuilt fishing cutter, it's a North Sea working vessel with serious heritage, transformed into a fully capable liveaboard explorer. Originally launched in 1959 and rebuilt from the bare steel in 2003 under Bureau Veritas supervision, she's been refitted to handle long-range cruising, high latitude conditions and extended time off-grid. With a 3,700 nautical mile range, thick steel plating and commercial grade systems throughout, she is a rare example of a vessel that's genuinely ready to go anywhere, whether that's Arctic waters, year-round coastal life, or even a global circumnavigation. Folks, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm stepping aboard a former Dutch fishing cutter that's been completely rebuilt into a serious long-range explorer. She's steel-hulled with an S-bilge form that softens her motion at sea, a long keel for directional stability, and bilge keels that help reduce rolling and let her take the ground. The hull is an impressive 7.3mm thick with 6mm steel throughout the deck and superstructure. Now, this boat was originally built in 1959 for a North Sea fishing family. She was stripped back to bare steel and completely rebuilt in 2003 under Bureau Veritas supervision. That means that every aspect of the refit was held to commercial marine standards. In terms of power, she's powered by a 420 horsepower Mitsubishi diesel running a closed keel cooling system, carries over 12,000 litres of fuel, which is around 3,200 US gallons, and has a cruising range of approximately 3,700 nautical miles. She's also equipped with Solar's fire gear and a gas suppression system in the engine room. Now, if like me, you're into serious refits, trawler style motorboats with commercial grade systems and livable capability, this is definitely one to stick around for. As I walk down the starboard side, let's talk about what makes this boat behave the way she does at sea. The round S-bilge hull isn't just about tradition, it's designed to soften the motion in beam seas and help the boat settle into the water rather than fight it. Paired with a long keel, she tracks straight and steady even in following seas, and the bilge keels add passive roll resistance while also letting her safely take the ground without relying on a cradle or lift. This is a setup that's built for long passages, including rough weather, where comfort and predictability matter more than speed. She also runs a closed keel cooling system, and that means the engine is cooled by a sealed circuit that transfers heat to the surrounding seawater via pipes welded to the hull. It's a system that's common in commercial vessels because it's simple, rugged and less prone to blockages than raw water intakes, especially in silty or icy waters. And let's not forget the rebuild was done under Bureau Veritas supervision. That's not just a stamp on paper, it means the structural steelwork, machinery and systems were all rebuilt to meet commercial marine standards with third-party inspection at every critical stage. You're not just getting a one-off refit with this boat, you're getting one that was professionally verified at every level. Right, let's jump on board so I can show you around. I think what I will do is start by filming around the upper deck first, and then we'll head inside and I can show you around there. So if I board the boat just over here on the starboard side and then step over onto the ladder that leads up onto the wheelhouse, we'll spin around 180 degrees and head aft. Now, as you've noted already, no doubt, this boat does have a canoe-shaped stern on this vessel, and I think it really helps with the aesthetics of this boat. I've always been a big fan of boats with canoe-shaped sterns as well. As you can see, we do have a fixed seating area just here, and then if I spin around and show you under this, we can get access down into the steering gear compartment as well. So I might head down there a little bit later on at the end of the video if I've got enough time. Let's head over to the starboard side deck and walk forward again. Now, as you can see, this boat has got some really decent sized bulwarks on here. So when you are out at sea, if you do happen to go into the really gnarly stuff, you're definitely going to feel extremely safe walking around this really, really wide side deck. This is probably one of the widest side decks that I've seen on a boat of this size, but you can imagine walking around here, working the lines when you're coming back in alongside, or when you're casting off the lines. If you're going to be operating this boat with your partner, there's plenty of space up here to move around without having to sort of trip over stuff, which is really a good credit to the design philosophy behind this boat in terms of its functionality. Now, this raised area just forward here, below that, and I'll take you down below deck later on, but this means that we can get some additional headroom in the forward accommodation. Now, the boat does have a total of 3 cabins, so there's 2 twin singles and 1 master cabin as well. But as we stand here, let's just pan up and take a look at this foremast, and atop you can see we've got one of the 2 radars on this boat. If I head up actually to the bow, because something else I want to show you is the shear, the angle on this boat. So if I go all the way up to the bow and then just spin around, you'll get a really good feel for the shear of this boat. And plus we get a really good look at that beautiful wheelhouse. Atop the wheelhouse over there on the starboard side, have a really powerful searchlight. You can see the SSB aerials up there as well. And I've always said, one of the ways you know just by looking at a boat, having a quick glimpse of one, whether it's built for serious cruising, is whether or not it has SSB aerials, and this one does. So what that means is if you're beyond VHF range, you can rely on those SSB aerials for really long range communications, but as well as communications, they also can receive general data as well. There is the other radar just over there on the port side. So the main radar has a range of about 46 nautical miles, and then the second radar has a range of about 24 nautical miles. It's mainly used when you're navigating around inland coastal waterways, or if you're in a particularly busy part of the water, then that smaller navigation radar really does come in handy. Up on the bow you'll find a heavy duty hydraulic windlass with dual chain gypsies and manual chain brakes. Exactly the kind of setup you'd want on a boat with this much displacement. She's carrying 2 pull anchors, each weighing in at 240 kilos, and both run with 110 meters of chain. This isn't recreational spec, it's commercial grade ground tackle designed to hold in rough conditions and on mixed seabeds. And if you are wondering what is under here, if I just lift this up for you, you can see we've got a ladder that takes us down into the forecastle. So a great place to store your paint and other bits and bobs in there. But if I shut that and just take a couple of steps backwards, we've got another hatch here, and if I lift this up, you can see we do have access into the forward section of the accommodation. And again, I will take you down there in a few seconds. Let's just shut that back up. And I think what we'll do now is we'll head back along the port side deck, and then we'll enter the internal area via the saloon aft. But again, you can really get a good feel for just how wide this side deck is. And of course, these big steel bulwarks as well. The bulwarks are solid 6mm steel, just like the deck and superstructure, with 110mm high railings running the length of the side decks. And of course, if you are going out and you are really punching through the big stuff, you can open up these scuppers that are dotted all the way along. So we've got one just down there, another one over there, and another couple amidships as well. And as you can see, these portholes over here on this part of the superstructure allow more natural light into the accommodation areas. And again, we will be having a look down there in just a second. Another porthole over here and another one just forward as well. Plenty of stuff to grab onto as you're moving around the boat, which of course is really, really important. Right, let's head aft. Let's just head up this ladder. Actually, I've not been up here yet, but it'd be rude of me not to come up here and show you around quickly. We've got a couple of the dry stacks up here, and also from here you get a good view of the aft mast as well. The steel mast has a 750 kilo hoisting beam, ideal for lifting gear or launching a tender. And you can just imagine climbing up to the top of this mast and checking out the view whilst you're underway. Up here on the coach roof you can see the dry stack exhausts from the main engine and generator. The radar and comms gear are mounted just forward on a dedicated mast for clean separation and service access. If I bend down you can see those two large windows there lead into the wheelhouse, so when you are manoeuvring the boat you get a really good all-round view of the vessel as well, pretty much to all sectors. So again, it's really important if you're going to be using this boat as an owner-operator. More storage under there, and if you're wondering where you could keep your tender, you've got a decent sized area up here to stow it away when it is not in use. With the 750 kilogram hoisting beam, I reckon you could carry and launch a solid tender up to around 4 meters. Right, let's shimmy back over to the port side and we'll come back down the ladder, making sure I've got a good footing before I start descending, because the last thing I want to do is hit this steel superstructure with my chin. So I'll make sure I've always got at least one hand on the ladder. Right, back onto the port side deck. Let's head aft now and then we'll spin around 180 degrees and head into the saloon. One of the things I want to point out that I immediately noticed as soon as I saw it is the threshold on this watertight door. So again, you know, this boat is all about going out in pretty much all weather conditions. That high threshold is really important because if you do happen to be going into a following sea and you get a massive wave breaking over your stern with that watertight door shut and that really big threshold there, you're going to make sure that there's no water ingress into the saloon. Right, let's step in here. Over here on the starboard side we have an L-shaped seating area with a fixed table and plenty of windows in here as well. So tons and tons of natural light. If I spin around aft and show you that section of the superstructure, you can see just how many windows there are all around here. Stainless steel countertop just over here, and we do have a slight fiddle on that as well. So again, it's something to grab onto when you are moving around. 4-burner induction hob with an oven just underneath and plenty of storage in here as well. Open up this one. You have a dishwasher in there. And I'll pop open one of these for you so you can see just how far that goes back. I think what I'll do as well, if I come over here and just sit down and just show you the view from my eye line, there we go, it gives me a chance just to get my breath back as well. Plenty of headroom in here as well. As you can see, it's really nicely lit in terms of the indirect lighting that we've got all around the deck head, and we have a small TV just over there on that bulkhead as well. If I get up now and move forward, as we come through this door, on our left we have a day head just through here. I'll just open this up just so you can see. Very handy day head in there. Now, if you are wondering as well, you can get access into the engine room both internally as well as externally, which again is really, really important. So if you are going to be going through some really bad weather and you want to go down and do your engine checks, you can access the massive engine room internally as well. And what I would do is I'll save that part of the tour for the end of the video. So we'll finish the tour down in the engine room. But first, let me take you up into the wheelhouse, and what a beautiful part of the boat this is. A really nice traditional wheelhouse. Lots of space in here. Again, lots of windows. You can open up this window for some ventilation, and as you can see, that one over there on the starboard side is open up as well for some additional ventilation in this area. So the helm position on this boat is amidships. If I just come over here and sit down and bring the camera up to my eye level, you'll get a sense of just how good the view is from the captain's position here on what is an incredibly comfortable chair as well. Up here on the brow, over here we have the alarm panel for the CIS system, and obviously that's a really important system because that's going to be monitoring things like your oil pressure, oil temperature, your bilges. There's also a bunker alarm on there as well. So when you're underway, that is continually monitoring all of the really important systems. Over here we have the control panel for the single Mitsubishi engine, and as I say, we will go down in the engine room later on and have a look around there. Just over there we have the rudder angle indicator, and over here on the left hand side we have some more of our communications just over there as well. So everything is within easy reach. Straight in front of me here we have one of the 2 radar displays. So this radar display is for the longer range radar, the one that has a range of about 48 nautical miles. As you can see, we've got a really fast moving windscreen wiper there as well, and it does have a freshwater jet on it as well. Again, another really good safety feature for when you are underway in inclement weather conditions. Over here on the starboard side we have the throttle control lever for the Mitsubishi engine. Another VHF radio just down here, and that joystick there is for the tiller control as well. Over here on the right hand side have a digital chart display, and we've got the controls over here for the bow thruster as well. Moving over here to the left hand side, another VHF radio, and also the smaller display for the lower range navigation radar as well. This boat does have a Class A AIS on it as well, so a really good AIS system on this boat. And again, this is all about long range autonomous cruising. Another thing I really love as well is just how big this chart table is. So if you want to pull out your traditional charts and do some old school navigation, you've got plenty of space up here as well. But yeah, absolutely beautiful wheelhouse. It's definitely one of the standout features for me on this boat. You know, someone who grew up around fishing trawlers, you can just imagine what it was like up here following the rebuild. And if I just pan around over here to the port side, have an L-shaped seating area. 2 of my friends who I've met earlier on board as well, obviously. Fixed table there, but yeah, plenty of seating, a really nice area to come and sit down and watch proceedings as well when you are underway. But I'm interested to know what you think of this wheelhouse. Please let me know in the comments. And you see the 2 big windows there that lead out onto that part of the superstructure where we were a few minutes ago as well. Right, let's spin around and I shall take you down into the accommodation area. There's always plenty to grab onto as we descend down these stairs here. One of the first things you'll notice is the traditional porthole over here on the starboard side. Again, there's plenty of headroom down here, and if I move forward, the first cabin we come to is the owner's cabin over here on the port side. Now as we enter the master cabin, just down here on the right hand side we have a radiator, but yeah, it's very, very functional in here. And again, you've got plenty of headspace. As you can see, if I bring the camera up, this part of the cabin really does benefit from lots of headroom in here, thanks to that raised part of the superstructure on the foredeck. We've got 2 portholes in here as well. They can be opened up for some additional ventilation. Some locker space just under there. And here we have a double bed with some more space for storage just up there. And you could turn that area there into a little work area if you wanted to as well. Just through here is where we find the ensuite. So of course you've got the toilet down there, the sink, mirror just so I can chop you off a navy salute, and the shower just in there. But yeah, plenty of room in here, very airy, very bright, and obviously incredibly solid in terms of her build quality. And just under the bed as well, we do have some additional storage under there as well. So if like me, you tend to travel very light, probably from years of being in the Royal Navy, being used to going everywhere with just one bag, there'll be plenty of storage for me on here, that's for sure. Let's pop open this. You see some more storage just in there as well. And if I move forward and come over to the port side, I'll show you the first guest cabin, which is a twin single. So we've got some storage space under the beds as well, so we've got some additional storage just under there. But yeah, decent sized beds in here. There's plenty of space if you're going to be bringing young teenage kids on board for part of the voyage with you. There's plenty of space for them. Another porthole just up there as well. Again, that can be opened up for some additional ventilation as well. But it's nicely lit in here. And again, you've got so much headroom in here as well. If I just shut that door off, these big solid doors. So if you, like me, have got kids that love to argue, you can just keep that door shut. And it almost feels as if it's pretty much kind of soundproofed in here. We do have an intercom up there as well, so you can speak to the commander up in the wheelhouse, radiator just down there as well. Now earlier on when we were up on the bow and I lifted up one of the hatches, I showed you one of the entrances that you can use to get into the guest accommodation, and this is the inboard side of that hatch as well, so you can see the steps just over there. So you can go up there and go straight out onto the bow if you needed to. Some power sockets just down here, and again you can see we have some more storage under the bed. Right, let's step up. I'll open this door back up again. Just come across the companionway here. Open this door, and this is the shower and toilet for the guest accommodation. Again, really well lit, plenty of headroom in here, plenty of space. If I come and stand in here, actually just step over that threshold, yeah, having a shower in here is not going to be a problem because you've got plenty of space to move around in. Sink's just down there. Probably wondering why I've got my sunglasses on in here. I'll take them off in a minute, but I'll come back out through here, shut that door, and show you the other guest cabin in here as well. Obviously at the moment we've got some stuff in here that's just being kept for storage. You can see we have another porthole just over there. The portholes on this boat are really big, with the brass fittings as well. First bunk there and another bunk just underneath it as well. Another radiator over there on that bulkhead, and of course another intercom just through there as well. We do have some more storage under there, and of course we've got some more storage underneath the bed as well. Right, let's shut that up, and what I'm going to do now is take you down into the engine room. So we'll just spin around up the ladder again into the wheelhouse, and we'll go straight over, and I'll take you down into the engine room. And pretty much as soon as I went into this engine room, the first word that came out of my mouth was wow. It is absolutely huge. There is so much space in here. That is obviously the internal door, but I've just come down these starboard stairs here to get access into this beautiful engine room. It's very warm down here. We've just been out on our sea trial to get some drone footage. So yeah, it's nice and toasty down here. Starting on the port side, you'll find a dedicated workshop space. There's a solid bench, vise, and a full rack of spanners within easy reach. Just beside it is the main control and alarm panel. Here are the compressors, comprising a smaller unit in the foreground and a larger hydrovane behind. They're used for air starting the main engine and running any pneumatic tools or systems on board. As we move aft, you'll see there's a checker plate walkway with access stairs. Just behind them, you'll see the flange that connects the gearbox to the propeller shaft. This is the main engine, a Mitsubishi 6SN MPTK, fully rebuilt in 2003 by diesel service Emilord. It's a straight six layout with a dry exhaust, and since the rebuild, it's run just 182 hours. At the front, you'll see the power takeoff system driving a 22 kW generator. Now, if you are wondering about auxiliary power, the owner did mention that in certain situations the PTO could be used to turn the shaft as an auxiliary propulsion backup. As we head over to the other side of the engine room, we'll find the Buderus 27 kilowatt oil-fired burner. It supplies floor heating, radiators and preheat across the vessel, ideal for year-round cruising or extended time in colder climates. This is the main electrical distribution panel for the vessel. It monitors generator output, voltage and load across the system and lets the crew switch between shore power, inverter and onboard generation as needed. Next up we have the auxiliary generator, a smaller Mitsubishi diesel coupled to a 32 kilowatt alternator. It runs a dry exhaust system and offers excellent access on both sides via the central walkway. As we move along the walkway here, you'll notice the two fuel separators fixed to the bulkhead. Of course, these are a critical first line of defense for keeping contaminants out of the engine. This boat carries over 12,000 litres of fuel, which is about 3,200 US gallons, split across 3 steel tanks, including a dedicated 670 litre day tank with a gauge glass for monitoring. Freshwater capacity is equally impressive, 8,820 litres or around 2,330 US gallons.
held in 2 large steel tanks. It's a setup that is built for serious autonomy and of course extended cruising. As always, I'm really interested to read what you think about this engine room and the setup in here, so please leave a comment down below underneath the video. Remember earlier on in the boat tour we saw a door that lifts aft to reveal a ladder that leads down into the aft storage compartment, effectively a lazarette, where you've got space for mooring gear, spare parts and anything else you want out of sight but within easy reach. Let's head down and take a look.
Just over here on the starboard side we've got plenty of space for dry storage, and over here on the port side is a large fridge freezer, so you can get plenty of provisions in there for your extended voyages as well. But yeah, it's a really nice area in here, very functional, and again you can use this for additional storage if you needed it as well. If I spin around aft you can see we can get access to the steering gear in there as well.
The hydraulic steering gear and rudder post are robust, well engineered and easily accessible if ever you need to carry out maintenance. I'd like to say a massive thank you to the owner for letting me come on board, and also to the Yacht Brokers for making this boat tour possible. At the time of making this video and uploading it to my channel, the boat is currently listed for sale. I've now put all of the boats which I have featured on my channel, which are currently listed for sale, on my Linktree page. All you need to do is head to the link in the video description or the one pinned in the comments, and then once there, scroll down to the bottom of my Linktree page. It just makes things a lot easier for me to keep on top of, and now you know where everything is should you need to get access to more information. You'll also find all of my other playlists, and if you've got access to a boat you'd like me to feature, on my Linktree page is where you can get in contact with me. If you haven't already, if you give the video a like now, it will really help with its reach, and please also don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.